Ni hao. Hello. This morning we're gonna do a hike to the Silver River Cave, Yinhe Cave here in Taipei. Right behind me is the Taipei main station. We're gonna hit the public transit system there to right to the trailhead, and then we are going to hike the cave. So this is gonna be our adventure today here in Taipei. The nice part is it's actually raining, drizzling, which is quite beautiful because it's been quite hot here in the past days when it was sunny, especially during the daytime. So in the daytime we went down into the mall underneath the main station and just stayed in the air conditioning there. So let's go. So I found out that the trains don't run till 6 o'clock. So the gates were a little bit closed. And they opened about 15 minutes before 6. So now we're going over to the red line. So that's the train. This one will be sitting here for a little while. So we are a little bit early here. The train system will start at 6. I was surprised that the train is actually here on the main station, so in the middle of the road, which is kind of cool because we're gonna get right off at 6. See you later. Okay, so we are out of the train station, subway station, and we are waiting for the bus, the GR5. That should be coming anytime soon here. And then we are gonna go up into the valley where the trailhead is. Initially I thought the bus wasn't gonna be available and I would have to rent a bike to ride up there, which would have been fine too. But bus ride will be definitely simpler here, especially since it's drizzling. I don't need to hold the umbrella while riding a bike. So I'm gonna see you later, probably once we are up top at the trailhead. So the bus brought us to Sanghao Bridge. Right there it is turning around. So that's the end of the bus route on the bus that I was. We're gonna go up that hill. It says 12 minutes. It's about a quarter hour. Here is the bridge that we need to cross. Beautiful though. I love how it's the clouds out there. It's drizzling, so it's beautiful. Definitely I'm glad we didn't take the bike. A little bit tight, would have been fine, but with the rain and stuff, definitely not riding with an umbrella in your hand on unknown areas. So let me cross the street here, and there is a green strip. I assume that is a sidewalkish kind of thing, and we're gonna walk up there. So see you up the trail, or the road actually in this time. I'm gonna talk to you later when it's a little bit more scenic and quiet maybe. We'll see. I reached the part where the traffic breaks off. Right here I think the bus stop would be somewhere, the closest one. So here we have Yinhe Cave Crossing Ridge Trail, what we're gonna go on. And I definitely know I pronounced that wrong. There's an awesome Buddha statue. Does this mean we're gonna have some bathrooms up there? Interestingly, there's some kind of a stop. Who knows what that means? But there's the valley we're going into. Awesome, beautiful. Here's a little map of something. Watershed or something like that. I don't know what those arrows show. Banana plants, or is it bananas? Looks like it. Beautiful, beautiful. The clouds in the hills, the rain. Ni hao. Awesome. So let's the hike begin. It's a nice little temple at the side. You're gonna have to check that one out. I think the trail, or our way, goes further up the road. The temple is neat. I think this is a temple pilgrimage here. I am. So there is a little temple, and I think over there this looks templish too. Wonder if the monks live in there. Oh, from this side you can't see too much. But further over there is red. And they do accommodate travelers quite a bit. I noticed there's like a bathroom. Sometime I saw water refill stations. So that's very nice of them. up there. Those sounds, those are frogs or toads. Saw them in the zoo, and I really see them quite a bit around here. Not see them, but hear them quite a bit around here. So here we are at the entrance of the trail. I think the trail goes right up, yep, right up there. You see the trail? Somebody set up a tea shop there. But before I hit the trail, up there is that huge temple kind of building that I saw. So I'm gonna go up that road a little bit and check it out. See what we find there. So see you up there. This is the front of the building. I'm not totally sure what it is. I'm not seeing that don't enter. So I'm gonna go up the stairs to this area and check it out. I probably won't videotape there, maybe, but I won't be talking too much. But man, that's in the pristine area. The figures on top of it. Okay, so now we are going into the trail. Up there's the waterfall. This is awesome. Again, quite a few steps here. So it's well prepared. So even though it's wet, I don't think we're gonna get muddy here at all. Not totally sure if normal mud hiking trails exist in this area. Which is awesome though, because even in the wet time you can hike that fairly decent. So I'm having my Stairmaster here set up and continue doing that probably for the next while. And gonna see you up the trail. But there's a little bit more interesting stuff than just a few stairs. Although the vegetation is awesome around here. Anybody tell you that Taiwanese like to sleep in and not utilize the nice early weather? So that doesn't open till 9. Oh, bummer. Well, let's hope we can go somehow around it and still up across the mountain, because we need to get to the gondola. That was the plan here, and if that's not the plan, if that's not doable, then it might become a little tricky on what I'm doing. So let's scout out here. Maybe there's some other trails to go, but yeah, would have been cool to go into that building and go up along the path to the waterfall and see what that's all about. Not sure if that continues on or what, but I'm seeing here's the other side trail that comes up that avoids the stairs to this building. Here we have a few toilets and a sink. I'm not sure that that's drinking water, so definitely bring your drinking water along. But you might already seen it. There's a trail. I'm gonna explore this. I think that's our trail that we need to keep on going. I'm gonna look up on my mapping app and we'll see. And here is a sign. 260 meters, I assume. Yinhe Road. I think that's where we came from. And there's the Maokong Station. That's where we're going. 1.9 kilometers, I assume. 1905 meters. If you want a shower, there's a nice shower. But we're gonna continue on going up here and have some fun. Which means stairs. Woohoo! See you up the stairs. This is still awesome. Yay! It's interesting. So this tree has a slick bark that monkeys can't even climb up on. Apparently it also has some good properties that the wood doesn't twist when it dries. So it's being used for building stuff. Let's see if we can touch the bark here. Nice and smooth. Yeah, it's a little bit hard to get your fingernails in it too. We're here at a big intersection and it's kind of neat up here, even on the hiking trails. Down this way goes to the road, and up on the hiking trails are still people living, so they have to actually use the hiking trail to get to their house. So that's why you see right here sheds, water tanks, sometimes gardens and stuff like that. It's definitely not totally remote here. Oh yeah, so even here you see yeah, where is it? There, a moped, a roller. So they rode that up the hiking trail. Maybe this one here doesn't have steps right there. Well, this one has steps, so maybe they come up that way. So let's check out here. So this way it says Maokong Station, about 20 minutes. That goes down to some road, Xian Road, 0.2 miles, about 5 minutes. And the cave where we came from, 35 minutes. And oh, sorry, we need to turn around. Look at this, look at this. Awesome, awesome. Oh, beautiful. Wonder right up there where the clouds are. It's like there are more houses in the mountains. It's just beautiful. So over there is Mount Darling View Theater, 25 minutes. So I'm gonna look at the map, maybe this one. I have it on my phone as well, a map where I want to go. Let's see if we find where we are. So right here we are. Where did we come from? Good question. Haven't seen that pavilion there. Haven't seen any of that stuff. I'm not totally familiar with that. There's the gondola. I don't like this map. I'm gonna go with my map here. So I'm gonna turn off the video, check my map, where we go, and let you know. Yeah, we're still going the same direction as the Maokong Station, the gondola, which we are going to anyway. But we won't go directly, we will be going over a mountain. So that is this path up there. And then it's gonna get a little bit more challenging as we get up. So right now it's pretty much a roller road, I would call it, as we saw it. Yeah, it's very beautiful. The bugs aren't bad at all. So it's nice. Here we have a, I'm not totally sure, doggy cat bench. There is a little cutie cat. That is cat or dog, not totally sure. There are some chairs, wooden ones. Look a little bit wet and dirty. So I'm gonna skip them and keep on walking a little bit. Although I did eat a little snack. I should be eating a little bit more probably, since I have the snacks with me. And there is more stuff here. Let me show you this here. That is interesting. So right below that wall we were walking past, and I needed to say ni hao. So the lady was aware of me walking down there, because she was doing some vegetable stuff and throwing it over to feed whatever. So here we have the little doggy catty things. Not sure what that is. We have a bell here and a string. Can you ring that? I mean, if you have a bell, you need to ring it, right? Let's see. Nope, my umbrella doesn't work. Well, it's tied up there, so no go. We'll leave the peacefulness there. And those guys down there probably appreciate it as well. So how do you like to live out there? Because you can tell they have the bathroom right adjacent to it. Have a little lake down there. That lake had some big goldfish in there. Carp wouldn't be the best to eat. There is some buildings, something. Pretty sure what that is. This here is a terrace, so I'm not totally sure if those are tea leaves or something else, but this land here seems to be farmed or was farmed at one point of time. Another cute bench. And wow, is that where I'm gonna go? Probably not. Mount Ejaoge. Yeah, I think that was the mountain that I wanted to go up to. Let me check. Wow, coolo. This is the intersection. So if you go to the gondola, we have the super highway to walk on. But we want to go to Mount Ejaoge, whatever, 15 minutes, no problem. The trail, totally not Chinese, totally not. This is like a real hiking trail. This is crazy. Wow. We'll see how that is. At that point, long pants wouldn't be bad. Let's hope we don't have any weird poison ivy kind of like things here. The birds. Cool. I'm not totally sure what that is. Oh, there's a water tank up here before some house, and that's their water line. Get the water pressure. So right here we have the water tanks. Oh man, this trail is adventure poor. And the growth is a little bit closer. So my pants are gonna get wet from touching the leaves. Here's a good luck as you bang your head on this tree. Go underneath there. There's another good luck stick. If you trip over it, probably as a marker for measuring things, property lines or whatnot. Beautiful. I think this trail will go for like that for a while. So I'm gonna not further bore you here and see you in a little bit. Yup, there's actually mud. A real trail. So see you up the trail. Woo! I went straight up. Woohoo! Awesome. What an achievement. And the view, just gorgeous. Woo! I made it on top of the mountain. Yay!
maybe if you come in the winter and these trees don't have leaves, you can see a nice view. Because out there between the leaves, I think there is something cool to see. But in the tropics, I don't know, there's ever a time when leaves are gone. You can tell me. Leave it down in the notes. Subscribe and like and all that fun stuff. While I'm carefully walking down here and try not to kill myself. So far this side is a bit nicer, not as steep. We'll see if that stays like that. There's some weird bug that's flying. Ah, beautiful. Still beautiful though. Oh, that was a huge bug. Don't know if you saw that. Gorgeous. Hey, can you see something between the trees there? Wow. There are some big buildings. All the people down there. Just crazy. Well, we're gonna keep going down this trail, and I'm gonna turn it on again if you find something cool, interesting, or I have something silly to say. So, see you down the trail. That big tower there has a giraffe drawn on it. You can see it better from the other side. That's where the Taipei Zoo is. From it you see the gondolas going. So it zigzags around it, so it comes from the giraffe tower. The gondola comes close to the buildings cluster right in front of us, and then it takes a 90 degrees and goes up the mountains. Well, okay, now it doesn't come to that building cluster. It goes over to the building cluster over there. There you see Taipei 101 in the distance. So where the road goes into the mountain, I assume. That's where the Elephant Mountain is, where you can see Taipei 101 very nicely. Beautiful. And then along the trail you hit these signs here. That looks like a directional sign. Not totally sure what it says. And we do have an intersection here. This path going down, this path going over there. Here we have a bunch of other signs and the QR code. And this is the path where we came from. I actually looked on my map and noticed that which characters? These characters there? What? Well, this height is the height of the mountain that I wanted to go to, and my trail only has one line. Gesundheit, danke bitte. So I think we actually do have to go up here. Where I am, my map doesn't have an intersection on it. So that makes it harder to navigate. So I'm just gonna go this direction a bit, check on the map if I'm still on the trail, and then I know that I'm going the right direction. So let's see if that's it. You know, if I turn it on right at the same spot where I turn it off when we wanted to hike on, that is because, let's look at this here. Sorry, right there is the marker of the mountain. So we're at the peak. There is nothing else here. Man, something got me sneezing like crazy. So I guess no question where we're gonna go now. We're on top again. Woohoo! Awesome. So we just have been at Mount Ejaoge Mountain Station is down there, and Yinhe waterfalls is this way. There's a nice big platform, so that must be going to the waterfall. That's an interesting trail. This is going to Mount Ejaoge. I think that was where we wanted to head to, and that goes to the station, so let's check that out. This is the very tip of the mountain, which kind of sucks. So right here, there we have the height, 478 meter, I assume. The view is gorgeous like always. You're right next to this awesome tower, a la Power, and you really just make the achievement of coming up here. Woo-hoo! But it's still worth coming up here, because down there, just a few steps. Let's head there, if I don't get killed. Go underneath the power tower, past these awesome flowers, through these jungle weeds, around the corner, and there where the opening slightly is, you see the nice building with a table and benches and whatnot. Not sure if that's like public or private also. There are no signs that I can read. But look at this. Look at this. Is this gorgeous? Right there is the gondola station. Ah, and the city. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. A little garden and stuff. Yay! It's just gorgeous. Worth it. Totally worth it. Awesome. Back here on the intersection where we came from. Oops, where are we? Oops. This railing is going down to the station. Behind me, it went up to the Mount, what is it called? Ejaoge. The Mount Ejaoge here. And over there was the Mount Ejaoge and the waterfall that we went by. I'm gonna rush here down the trail because I saw my family already down at the station and I could see them there and they told me they are there, so that all confirmed. So I'm gonna rush here down, hopefully not falling, because it's wet, could be a little slip. And this path is a whole bunch of stairs, you see behind me, going down. So probably nothing exciting until we are down if there's anything exciting, you know how it works. We'll see you then. So, see you down the trail. Here's the end of the trail coming out. The tram station right here. The Maokong Station. And that's I'm gonna take with my family, being reunited. So this is where this video is gonna end. The hike was awesome, and it's even great to do during a little bit of rain drizzle. So see you next time.